I decided to do these events. So today happens to be the first one of a series of many. I'm hoping to do them every month. And why did I choose this day? Because new moon, today is the first day of the new moon. It's actually a very, very important time that we can all gather together and create a powerful intention. Something for yourself that you want to manifest, or perhaps for the world, right? For this planet, depending where you are, what stage you are in your life. So just know that you're joined by like-minded people, and we're all here with open hearts. So we're actually in the month of Scorpio. So this new moon is in the month of Scorpio, and Scorpio is a planet that is mysterious, right? It's a zodiac sign, deep, and it is actually asking for us to go deep within, to disconnect from the noise of the outside world, and to allow yourself to reconnect and explore the deep mysteries that lie and connect all of the levels of who you are, your mind, your body, and your soul. So some of you have noticed there's been a lot of relationship issues coming up for a lot of people in the last month. And this is going to actually last until about November 16th. And this is influenced by the planet Venus. Okay? So Venus, planet of love, is asking you to go deep within and reevaluate all of the relationships that you have in your life. I know that from seeing a lot of people day to day, a lot of us are having issues with specific relationships. It could be family related, friends, work. So whatever it is, allow for that to guide you and take time before you make any decisions to go within. So now, happy new moon. And again, this is the moment, today is the day when the new energy is being built, and it takes us on a journey for the next 2 weeks. It's actually a perfect time to set and create intentions in your life. So it's time to go into your inner world. So usually new moons remind you of your inner self, okay? So Venus encourages you to shift, to expand your consciousness, to overcome any personal struggles and achieve the next level of your spiritual evolution. And the new moon time is the time when real magic happens. It's perfect time for contemplation, to set intentions, to make plans. It's a powerful time for manifestation. And again, for those of you that live in the United States, the full moon, so it takes 2 weeks from today to build up to the full moon stage. And that stage happens in US on Thanksgiving Day. So it's actually kind of presetting us for a very powerful time of gratitude, right? So in the next 2 weeks, you can connect more to your gratitude. We're going to talk today about nurturing a grateful heart, enjoying your harvest, and now I'll guide you through a powerful, deep meditation where you can set your intention to create miracles in your life on a daily basis. And then at the very end, I'm going to give you a special gift only for those that join it. Okay, so nurturing a grateful heart. So today I was actually thinking, I don't know how many of you have thought about how many seconds are in 24 hours. And it's actually 86,400 seconds. So I want you to take that and bring it into your awareness, because there is that many opportunities that you have to be thankful for something in your life on a daily basis. So even if you take 5 seconds out of your day to be grateful, you're going to enhance the quality of your life and how events unfold in your life. Because every event that happens actually is an opportunity for you to embrace and grow, even if it seems so unbearable and painful. So it's going to be easier if you're embracing and you're beginning your day with gratitude to help you overcome many obstacles that you might be experiencing in daily life. For example, connecting. When you're grateful, you tend to connect to your inner self, right? So even in dark times, in the mornings, let's say when you wake up and you might not be feeling your best, the best thing that you can do for yourself is to neutralize by disconnecting with a negative emotion, negative feeling, and going deep within into your heart and think of something that is you're grateful for. And one of the things that you can begin with is, of course, being grateful to yourself. Being grateful for your body, being grateful for your mind, for people around you, for the love that you have. Whatever it is you want to express gratitude to is going to support you every single day of your life. So again, we're talking about achieving a neutral state. Let's say you're in a state of anxiety, stress, deep sadness, right? So it's not about ignoring those emotions and feelings, because we all have to learn how to process them. But it's more about creating a state of neutrality, recognizing what that emotion is, allowing it to flow through you, disconnecting, and creating a place from which you can enhance your, so you're not emotionally driven, but you're creating a state of neutrality so you can create a positive emotional influence in your life. So some of the things, the easiest things you can do to achieve a state of neutrality is doing some reconnective breathing techniques. I don't know how many of you practice breath work, but there's actually some very simple things you can do. So for example, you can just either sit down, you could be in your car, just as long as you're not driving, or you could just sit in the chair and just bring your attention to your heart center. And then start breathing in and out slowly. So one of the best techniques to use is inhale on 6 and exhale on 6. So perhaps we can start practicing that, right? So let's inhale, visualize inhaling on 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and exhaling on 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and again, inhale on 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and inhale on 6. And now as you inhale, you can also visualize an indigo blue color. It's a great color that calms the central nervous system. So you can infuse, as you inhale and exhale, a beautiful indigo blue light that is going to support you and calm you down. So you disconnect from the emotion that is affecting you or influencing you in any shape or form. So you can practice this breath work or breath technique. It's very, very simple. And go into the state of neutrality. And then, let's say you're encountering obstacles in your life or relationship issues. Once you come into the state of neutrality, I want you to actually think the obstacle in your life, whatever the issue that might arise. It might sound absolutely absurd for some of you at the moment to think of it that way. But trust me, it's actually one of the best things you can do, because each obstacle is there to guide you and help you shift into your higher state of consciousness. It's there to teach you so you don't react, but allows you, if you're in a state of neutrality, to go deeper within. And then when you're in that state of neutrality and you just thanked your obstacle, ask this particular obstacle or the relationship that might be bothering you, what it is here to teach you. And once you've calmed your mind down and you're relaxed, perhaps you can hear a message. For some people, it might be the best to calm first and then write things, right? Channel writing, see what comes through. For those of you that are artists, perhaps you can paint something and it will come through you. The message will be revealed. Or perhaps you'll see messages all around you. So it's more about allowing yourself to calm down, to be able to hear what it is that you're asking and hear the answers. Now, I want to talk about how to attract more abundance in your life. I want to give you a little story first about me. So as many of you who are tuning in, and some of you might not know, I started off working as a pharmacist over 20 years ago. And I thought that that would be a career path for me. But about 11 years ago, I had a major life event that happened that made me realize that my path is still a path of a healer, but not from a perspective of how I was trained in a very kind of traditional medical setting. So I kind of decided to go against my family and friends' belief systems and having a very high-paid career to follow my heart. And at that time, 11 years ago, I had no role models. I had no one that could guide me into the work that I do today. But the only guiding force that I had was my intuition and my heart. And I knew that the only way I can be happy was to follow my true path, my life's calling. So in a way, I was kind of blindfolded, right? And I was just following it. And I remember being asked by my family and friends, how could you be giving up your career and so much education that went into what you've learned to do something so different and something that perhaps might never be accepted by others. But what I want to share with you is when you truly follow your heart, you will manifest magic in your life. So today is really about the new moon is actually when you cannot see the moon in the sky, right? It's dark. You know, in the dark sky, you don't see the moon. But it actually mirrors the way, if you think about the seeds, when the seeds are planted into the soil, you don't see the actual plant. It takes time and nourishment to see the growth and the abundance, right, that happens. So just like the new moon cycles, I want you to think that planting intention is sort of like planting seeds in the soil. So today is all about that. I want you to connect into your heart, follow what your guidance, your intuition is telling you, and trust. And believe me, the abundance will follow because there's no other way. The universe hears the positive and it hears the negative as well. So you want to make sure that you shift out of the negative into the positive. The universe is there to support you. So again, align with the unconditional love and self-worth. Acknowledge what opens your heart and leads you to the highest expression of yourself. Whatever path you choose, just know if you're choosing it from your heart, it will happen for you. Actually, there's something I wanted to also share with you that I'm seeing as a major shift that's happening across the last couple of years in my practice with people that are coming into my life. And I want to also say that every person that walks into my life is as much my teacher as I'm theirs. So I'm noticing a major shift, and that shift is going from a three-dimensional kind of way of thinking into the fifth dimension. So what does that mean? It means that the structures, the systems, the relationships that are not built on love, on pure, unconditional love, are breaking down. And it's actually the greatest gift that could be happening to all of us because the new systems and the new ways are emerging, and that is systems of love. So if you tap into your higher self, into your love, unconditional love, and you create from that space, I guarantee that you will be fully supported by the universe. And you stay in that strength and that power. And remember that little expressions of gratitude add up. So again, I briefly said in the very beginning, in one day, there's 86,400 seconds. So perhaps you can calculate if you do 1% of that, right, of that time frame, and use that to set an intention and be in gratitude and appreciation, not only of yourself, but of people around you, and situations in your life, you will be rewarded in abundant ways. So again, being grateful is a feedback system of energy. What you put out is actually going to come back to you. I read a study a few years ago that about 65% of our thoughts are actually negative. That in some ways shocked me, because I was hoping the majority of people are thinking in positive ways. So I want you to also think about that. 65% potentially of your thoughts are negative. So become aware of how you're thinking, your thinking patterns. Become connected to your body, because when you're connected to your physical body, you're going to be able to hear the messages a lot faster, so that they do not have to become physical symptoms and ultimately disease in your body. So your body is a perfect tool through which you'll be able to navigate life. And you can begin your gratitude practices by thanking your body, by thanking your organ systems, by thanking your mind, right? By thanking your heart, your beautiful heart. So I want you, since there's 86,400 seconds in a day, I want you to indulge in a feast of gratitude. Imagine how many seconds that will equate to in 1 year. Okay? So you can meditate on what you're grateful for, silently, out loud, or writing. Whichever one you choose, there is no wrong way. Okay, you can create something that's called gratitudograms. Okay, what is that? You can create little notes and leave them around, perhaps for yourself. You can leave notes if you believe in angels, to perhaps people that you love in your life. That would be beautiful, right? So many of us write emails and text messages, but those get lost. And it's still nice to receive a note from someone saying that I truly appreciate you and I'm grateful for you. If you have an altar where you practice meditation or intention setting, or whatever it is, right? A prayer, some of you might be praying. It would be also a great place to leave a little note. For whatever your belief system is, there is no right or wrong way, as long as it's coming from your heart, your unconditional love. So again, access and connect to your heart. Leave a note to someone that you love or you find important in your life. And I would say if you can practice this daily, this would be amazing. I could share with you, for example, what I have done over the years. I have 4 children. And this is something that I've been doing either every morning or at dinner. So now my kids are a little older, but we would usually at dinner time sit together, and I would, one by one, we would share what are some of the great things or wonderful things or something that we're grateful for that happened during the day. And there is no right or wrong answer. So I encourage you to incorporate something like this, such a small practice in your daily life with your children, with your loved ones, and express what you're grateful for. Because something materialistic is not necessarily something that's going to give you fulfillment and joy on an everyday basis, because things come and go in life. But it's the meaningful, deep relationships that support you, that will support your growth, and you support them, is really what will nourish you in your life and create abundance in your life. So thank you so much for joining. I see your video is on. Thank you. So again, creating small practices in your life, whether it's with your children, with your loved ones, with your angels, with whatever universe, right? So for example, you can even connect and imagine that you're connecting and sending gratitude towards the entire planet, right? Towards every human being, towards every plant, animal life, crystal life, whatever it is that you feel resonance with, express it, connect to it, and radiate it out through your beautiful divine being. And remember, your divine connection and experience of unconditional love will support you on your daily journey. Create the light that will shine out and radiate into the world. Okay, how about enjoying the harvest? So a lot of us are so busy throughout our daily life that we sometimes forget to enjoy, right? I actually have a lot of people that come to me that suffer from severe anxiety. And their number one thing that they forget to do is actually take a moment for themselves, right? So, let's say you want to create abundance in your life, right? And you're planting all these amazing seeds with all these intentions. Well, here's the thing. If you don't celebrate yourself and your life, the harvest is not going to happen. So celebration doesn't mean you need to go out partying and drinking, right? So you can celebrate things in, I guess, showing more gratitude, right? Surrounding yourselves with people that you love. Whatever it is that is meaningful for you, as long as you take time for yourself on a daily basis. And actually, you can create the harvest and enjoyment of that daily by expressing gratitude. We don't need to wait until Thanksgiving in the United States, that's a day, or any other holiday that you celebrate, to show your appreciation and gratitude. That is something that you can do on a daily basis, just like Valentine's Day. Why should there only be one day in a year where you express how much you love your partner, right? Or your friends, or your children? It should be every single day. So keep that in mind. Let's start celebrating yourself, people in your life, each other on a daily basis. And then also, right, you need to appreciate all of the growth that have happened to you. And it's very easy when you're busy to not appreciate that. So I want you to perhaps take daily notes of things that you've accomplished, even if they seem minute. They're not. To celebrate them, take notice, and enjoy it. So one of the biggest things is the burnout stage that happens, right? I talked about anxiety. Burnout is like this extreme state of adrenal fatigue where you don't even want to get out of bed. You're so tired. So one of the ways that you can replenish and prevent that from happening is by connecting to positive affirmations and positive feelings and allowing that to radiate through your entire system. But to do that, you need to take time for yourself. Okay, so how else can you enjoy the harvest, right? So by reflecting on your accomplishments. So this is something perhaps you can do once a week. If you have time to do that on a daily basis, that's beautiful. If not, once a week would be great. Take a full hour for yourself, okay? It allows you to reconnect to your creative flow. So a lot of times I have people that will come into my practice and say, Elena, I'm not creative. I can't see myself singing. I'm not a great artist. I'm not a poet. Well, creativity is not about those three things. Every one of you is uniquely, divinely creative. It's really tuning into yourself, connecting to yourself, and figuring out exactly what it is that you have that is so beautifully unique that you're here to share with others. Perhaps you have a gift of listening or a gift of touching another person in a way that is unforgettable because you're coming from a beautiful place, coming from a heart. Whatever it is that you do, allow yourself to reflect and then connect to the creative flow. So relaxing is important because then you allow yourself to appreciate the journey that you are on. And then I'm going to give you a very powerful mantra. I will actually post it later on social media. And I want you to repeat this mantra. With every breath, I expand my capacity to harvest love and share it with the world. And I'll repeat it again. With every breath, I expand my capacity to harvest love and share it with the world. And when you say it, I want you to go into your heart, really deeply inside of yourself, and feel it in every cell of your being. And then those steps will help you reconnect with your purpose and your passion.